Found in the vehicle. This is a portrait that was found in the suspect's phone, the driver's phone. So it's taken right from his phone. The immigration status of the deceased was archived only for background purposes. It is after the fact information and by no means can be used towards justification for an officer to fire their weapon. It is also not an investigative consideration. The reality was we knew the media would ask, so in the name of transparency, we provided it. I've received several pointed questions from community activists, either by phone or through a Zoom meeting yesterday. I appreciate the time with them. Out of respect for the community's questions, I want to reiterate some of them here publicly, as we did our best to answer them in the presentation. First question: how could two people die but only one gun was recovered? The driver's act of leaning over the passenger to fire out of the passenger window gave the distinct impression to Captain Levitt the passenger had a gun. Question number 2: how many bullets were fired? 21 total, 12 by Captain Levitt, 9 by Officer Saldo. Each of the deceased was struck 3 times. Was the gun found in the car used to fire a weapon in the parking lot? Yes. Audio, witnesses, shell casings, and officer statements support the driver fired a gun. In addition, stippling found on the neck and face of the passenger were consistent with the driver firing a handgun in close proximity to the passenger's face. Did the officers have probable cause to approach the vehicle? The officers were not looking to approach the vehicle at all. The officers were forced into acting upon the gunshot. Did Mr. Hernandez-Rosales and Rodriguez-Juarez understand and speak English? We are not fully sure, although one of them asked for an ambulance in English and the other had some English comments on social media. There was not time for verbal warnings at the time the shots were fired. And there were no gun defects to the rear of the vehicle. They were either in the side or in the front. The case was presented to the county attorney for determination if any criminal laws were violated. The county attorney has determined the incident was legally justified. I must evaluate if the officer's shooting was within Omaha Police Department policy. I find this shooting to be within our policy, although I note the outcome was not at all what we wanted. As we know now, the passenger did not have a gun. The officer had to react to the gunshot and the gun pointed out of the passenger's window. The act of the driver leaning over and firing the gun over the passenger gave Captain Levitt, from his vantage point, the perception the passenger had a gun and fired it at the crowd. The captain then responded according to policy and training in the protection of life, his and the crowd. I'm going to turn this over to Mayor Stothert for comments.
Sure, thank you, Chief. First of all, I do want to offer condolences to the families and friends of Mr. Rodriguez-Juarez and Mr. Hernandez-Rosales. Also, I really want to thank Chief Schmaderer and the investigation team for collecting and documenting the video evidence in a very clear and transparent manner. And as the Chief said, it's intended to inform and educate the public. So thank you for that. I am confident that the investigation is following OPD policies and state law. Chief Schmaderer has established a record of thoroughness and accuracy and accountability, and this investigation will be no different.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to turn to the question and answer